book is called Gifts of Recovery, Daily Meditations for Men and Women in Recovery from Sex Addiction. And you can find it on Amazon. Got a whole bunch of stuff in here. But this particular meditation starts with a quote from Paulo Coelho. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. And it says, when he acts perversely or maliciously, because he is a man of many faults, he is never too ashamed to ask forgiveness. There are three aspects of forgiveness that are important for addicts to remember. One, while forgiveness may be healing for the victim, those we have intentionally or unintentionally harmed, forgiveness is not helpful to us unless we also accept responsibility. Two, forgiveness by those we have harmed does not allow for true change. True change comes with our acceptance of forgiveness from our higher power and ultimately from forgiving ourselves. Three, in recovery, forgiveness is worthless unless it is accompanied by true change. It is a hollow act for us to seek forgiveness from others or to superficially forgive ourselves without true intent to change and to use every tool available to us to maintain that change. When have I sought forgiveness from others? Did I own my part of the forgiveness equation? What gifts await me as I do my part to forgive myself and to change?
Right. I love that. I love this book. And Tim, I haven't ever asked you how long it took you to write the book and all those other pieces, but it's really quite a gem. And this particular one that I heard was that you have to have a true intent to change and use every tool to do so. And I think my thought is that an addict can start forgiving himself or herself when they really have said, okay, I am changing my behavior. My intent is to change the behavior. And I am incorporating everything I can in order to do that. And I just want to say that I've heard from addicts, that they, it's this piece of what lengths have you gone to change? Because I'll hear addicts say, well, I'm going to meetings. And it's like, well, sitting in a meeting, especially if it's a Zoom meeting and looking at your email, is it really attending a meeting? So there's lots and lots of resources and how do I want to say this? So ways to engage in recovery. And I would say if it's not really, really hard, you're probably not throwing everything at it that you can. If it's not hard, if it's not taking an amazing amount of courage, probably not giving it enough.
On that note, I think I sometimes use working out, like exercise routines as an example. I can think of some times where I've like wanted to check the box on working out, so I've done something, but there's a difference between phoning it in and then really getting that good workout. Like the good workout is usually going to take energy and it's going to be not easy. It's going to take, but there's a payoff. There's a good healthy payoff with it. So I think we know that for working out, but sometimes we don't think about it in terms of recovery work, that it should be easy or I should be comfortable or something. So I think you're right.
I'm thinking back to the earlier letter, the whiny letter. And then Dan, you talking about a lot of addicts is developed as a coping skill, maladaptive coping skill for a situation. And as the addicts go through recovery, because the letter really showed early recovery. And as they go through recovery and they understand more about their addiction and more about those core wounds, I think you're right, that's a turning point where they can externalize and say, what was going on for me how was this harmful? How was this helpful? What can I do differently as they're moving through? So we talked earlier in the other episode about forgiveness being a process.
Yeah.
And I can really see that process playing out for the addict as they go through their recovery, as they understand themselves better and understand where their addiction came from, that I could see that be a real turning point in their self-forgiveness.